I don't want to take it away from this note, Ted.
Anybody else need the question?
Excuse me. Good morning. I'm Acting Essex County Prosecutor Theodore Stevens. With me today is Newark Public Safety Director Anthony Ambrose, Newark Police Chief Darnell Henry, Essex County Sheriff Armando Fontura, Essex County Prosecutor's Office Chief of Detectives Mitch McGuire, Essex County Prosecutor's Office Lieutenant Nichelle Patrick, Essex County Prosecutor Office Chief Assistant Prosecutor Thomas Fennelly, and Essex County Prosecutor Supervising Assistant Prosecutor William Neepsey. As you know, diversity in Essex County is one of our top attractions. Today, however, we are reminded that no portion of our community, of our county, is above prosecution for illegal activity. Let me repeat that. No portion of Essex County is immune from prosecution for illegal activity. Last week, the Essex County Prosecutor's Office executed search warrants in the ironbound section of Newark, Harrison, Kearney, and locations in Monmouth and Ocean counties, resulting in the confiscation of approximately 23,000 grams of marijuana, 2 kilos of cocaine, with a combined estimated street value of $1.1 million. This endeavor was dubbed Operation Short Storm. 47 individuals were charged, 31 are in custody, 16 are still at large. It is alleged that drug dealers delivered drugs to buyers at their homes and other locations throughout the ironbound section here in Newark, in what was a retail business on wheels. Buyers would call in their orders and drugs would be delivered shortly. These distributors operated in a way that made them feel that they were immune from detection. The methods employed were designed to avoid attracting the attention of law enforcement. The distributors used nondescript vehicles. Having a well-established customer base gave the drug dealers a false sense of comfort. The alleged criminal activities also extended to the operation of after-hour gambling clubs in which slot machines and illegal card games took place. One such location was at 84 Monroe Street here in Newark. In addition, the cocaine and marijuana, several guns were confiscated, including an assault rifle and a 12-gauge shotgun. Nearly $300,000 in currency was recovered. Also, illegal pills, including oxycodone, were recovered. In short, these actors thought they could sell narcotics and operate gambling clubs with absolute immunity. We will not tolerate narcotics distribution in any part of Essex County. The investigation is active and still ongoing, so other individuals could be charged. There are numerous charges that will be employed, and they will be made perhaps known a little bit later, certainly through the website. We're doing an amended press release. We will have more details with regard to it. This was a joint operation. I would like to especially thank the Newark Police Department, without whose involvement much of the detection of crime throughout Essex County, but also throughout New Jersey, would not occur. We want to thank particularly Sergeant Gerard Glover, Detective Darrell Brown, the Essex County Sheriff, and the prosecutor's offices in Monmouth, Ocean, Bergen, Sussex, Passaic, and Hudson counties, along with several other law enforcement agencies, which, as I indicated, will be further detailed in our amended press release. We're now available for questions.
Prosecutor, could you detail a little bit about how this operation would work, and was it focused, I mean, some of these people are like in Sayreville, Keensburg, whatever, but the delivery was focused in the Ironbound and nowhere else, even though they might come in, but, I mean, you know, like Uber and Lyft are infamous for not paying a lot of money. Do these guys, the delivery people, Were they as poorly paid?
In terms of their payment for their operations, it's an illegal drug activity. We know that most drug activities yield very substantial sums of money. So to equate them as they're paid with Lyft and Uber probably is not as accurate as perhaps what they were actually being paid. It's all tax-free money as well. So anything that is under wraps such as that is going to be probably more lucrative than any other of the conventional entities which you described.
Can you just give us more details about the delivery operation itself? People you said would call and how it would work.
Yeah, just that simple. Call would be made, an arrangement would be made to meet up somewhere. They would meet at that location. Drugs would be delivered in exchange for money.
Was there a ringleader?
There are several individuals involved. We're reviewing the charges, which are probably range from conspiracy at this point to sell CDS, gun possession, and whatnot. So we're looking at perhaps upgrading some charges to more serious activities. It was a very organized activity.
Can you say what was the source of the drugs? A lot of times I hear it originates in New York, but then what was the chain of the drugs getting from the people you arrested before it got to them?
That's still part of the ongoing investigation. Hopefully, it will tree up to a more major supplier.
Prosecutor, how busy were they? I almost get the feeling that they were crisscrossing. Again, the distribution was primarily in the Ironbound, correct?
Correct.
So I almost get I have this vision of cars zipping this way and that way every night, and
That's correct.
I'm not a cocaine user, so I don't know how much cocaine.
No, but I don't even buy Uber delivery, so I don't know how that goes. But let me say this: I think what you're feeling is the level of activity, especially on a Saturday evening or something like that. I don't think you're far off. It was very active in terms of calls coming in to individuals, delivery products being delivered. It was done all day, all night. It was a very active, 24-hour-a-day activity.
What gave you the lead on what was going on here?
Well, ongoing investigations, we're always in the process of investigating activity once we get tips. And this sort of the tips we got started to bear fruit, and we decided that we would dedicate more resources and ask for assistance from other entities in order to bring this one home.
So was a tip initially that
Just like everything else, you get tips, you get good surveillance, good police work gets done. It's coming from a variety of sources which yield leads, and it's up to us to try to go through and develop those. And I can't underscore that community participation is important, not only in this endeavor, but in every endeavor. We need the community to be involved, to remind us, to let us know that illegal activity is going on.
did they notice that there was a lot of people coming in and out of that Monroe Street location? Is that something that kind of highlighted?
That's one thing, yes.
Could you actually go into detail about these gambling clubs? I think you used plural.
Well, right now, we have the one located, as I indicated, on Monroe. Our intel may yield another one, but for our indication is that the one on Monroe was extremely active and was a well-known gambling activity.
Just, if I may follow up on that a little bit. Was drug activity necessarily happening at these? Do they gamble over numbers? Do they gamble over sports? Do we have any details? What constituted one of these clubs?
Card games, slot machines, drugs were also available from what our intel tells us. All of that was being handled at that one location, in addition to the other mobile activity that was going on throughout the Ironbound section.
Can you please paint a picture of how the arrests went down did they all happen on the same day? Were they all uneventful?
On August 22nd and 23rd, the warrants were executed and individuals were apprehended throughout the state.
Any incidents? Anybody?
No, everything went as well as it can be for law enforcement. There were no injuries to note.
If I may follow up as well, you know, this seems never ending. Decade after decade after decade, you get tired of the litany of never-ending drugs, and can you even begin to stop it?
Well, to be honest with you, nobody up here can afford to get tired. As they say in the neighborhood, we ain't no ways tired. We have to continue to always be vigilant to make sure, because individuals, there's money to be made. And so anytime there's money to be made, there are individuals who really will go out of their way to do something illegal to try to evade, at the very least, not to pay taxes, let alone to do something else which is just outright illegal. So please don't feel that we're at any way feeling despondent that we're not putting a dent. We are putting a dent into it. But this is the sort of thing that nobody up here feels that there's going to be any kind of a break in the action, so to speak. We've stopped one activity. It's not uncommon to assume that others will try to step in with regard to picking up those opportunities, and just know we're ready to pursue those as well.
Last question.
How long
Question
is
of
this
the
going?
director, Anthony.
Oh,
Anthony, it almost sounds like, there could have been double parking and, like a pizza delivery service or something.
Well, let me first say this, Brian, is that I think the prosecutor alluded to it, that the Newark Police Division has been to this location of the after-hours place a few times and has raided it, and they continue to operate. So I heard a question, would it look like it was basically a mini casino without the cocktail waitresses, and that's what it was. So I think that, there was also, the prosecutor alluded to that there was complaints from area residents calling up about the abundance of cars that are parking on the street, about the traffic. All right, so this was all forwarded to the prosecutor's narcotics task force, where they began to look at it and corroborate the information. That's how it began. So I have to commend the prosecutor, the chief, the narcotics task force for really a job well done, because for a lot of years, a lot of times, down neck is, we call it down neck, but the Ironbound is uncharted waters that you don't see this type of enforcement. So I salute them for putting an end to this, and I'm glad the investigation's continuing, and hopefully there'll be several more arrests down in that area.
I'm tempted to ask, was there an app for that?
Say that?
Was there an app?
No,
Was
no.
there an app?
No, no.
Not yet.
Director Ambrose,
let
anything?
the young lady, go ahead.
How long was this going on, these drug deals in Ironbound?
Well, the investigation was about an 8-month investigation. So, it's, I'm sure it didn't start 8 months ago.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. That was it. Is there an app for that, Ron?
What's up, Paul?
It was on yesterday.
Ryan, don't give him any ideas, please. Do not print that. Don't give him any ideas.
Somebody has one. Yeah, nobody should. At least no progress, right?
Is everyone?
Right, I like that. That's perfect. Listen.
Anything more?